Hey, good morning, YouTube community. This is John Peace of Come Talk With Me Speech Therapy Practice, and today we're just finishing up our series, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and we're going to be doing the speech and languages exercises associated with this book. So let's get started. To begin with, the book is really catering for grades K through 2. The vocabulary that I choose to focus on in this book are cocoon, slice, and nibble. And as usual, like I always like to do, is to have your child or have the student draw pictures of each of these words, then attempt to use these words in sentences, and finally do little stories with these words to incorporate them into their vocabulary. Next we have verbs, actions, past tense verbs. And I like to highlight these things in the story to bring these things to the kids' attention. They are irregular verbs such as came, ate, felt, built. These are words that completely change from their regular present tense forms. When they go to the past tense, the spelling completely changes. But then you have words that just add an ed on the end. For example, this is started, nibbled, stayed, pushed, and looked. And the rule with these words are the ed sounds like id when the word ends in t or d. It sounds like d when you have a voice sound like l at the end. And it sounds like t when you have a voiceless sound such as sh or k at the end of the action word. Then we have adjectives such as tiny, little, beautiful, and warm. With these as well, I like to have the student or child begin by drawing a picture associated with the word. Thereafter, have them use them in sentences, and finally make little stories, variety of stories about these words, so that they can incorporate them into their vocabulary. Then we have WH questions. This is a multi-purpose tool. You can use the WH questions during the story or apply them at the end of the story. When used during the story, you're focusing on the actual comprehension of the WH word. Where, when, what, when. Some of these questions are: where was the egg laying? When was the caterpillar born? What did the caterpillar eat on Tuesday? When did the caterpillar eat plums? When did the caterpillar eat strawberries? What problem did the caterpillar have on Saturday? When did the caterpillar build the cocoon? Again, these are a tool that you can use during the story to focus on comprehension. When used at the end of the story, you're focusing on remembering the information, recall of the information. And there are various strategies to address that, but when you use these questions at the end of the story, you're focusing on memory or recall. And you can do that by providing a variety of cues and fading the cues to increase recall. Then you have inference questions. Inference questions such as: why did the caterpillar feel better after eating the green leaf? Why did the caterpillar have such a big appetite? What happened while the caterpillar was in the cocoon? These are questions that require the student or the child to piece together and pull together different parts of the text in answering the questions, as well as using their own understanding or prior knowledge to answer the question. So these are questions for your older kids, maybe the first or second grader. Then you have sequencing. Sequencing is a fantastic skill to focus on, because you need to be able to sequence in all subject areas: math, social studies, science, what have you. In this particular instance, I have a series of sentences, and you will ask a student to put them in order. You can do 3 sentences, 4 sentences, or 5 sentences. The more sentences, the more difficult the task. The sentences are: the caterpillar builds a home called the cocoon. The caterpillar eats 2 pears. The caterpillar has a stomachache. The caterpillar emerges from the cocoon as a beautiful butterfly. The caterpillar eats 4 strawberries. Again, this is a great exercise to build upon your child's ability to sequence events whether in a story or another subject area. Before we go any further, I want to just point out that we always like to highlight what the setting of the story is. In this particular instance, the setting is a tree near a field. The characters we also like to identify. The caterpillar, which becomes the butterfly. Those are the characters in this particular story. The plot refers to the sequence of events which I just mentioned before. The sequence of events as they occurred in the story. Finally, we have our articulation practice. With articulation, we want to focus on sounds or words blends that are difficult for children to master in their speech as well as reading. To begin with, in this story we have ST blends, we've got th words, we've got R words, we've got S words, we've got sh and sh words, we've got k and g words, and L words. These are all sounds that are famously difficult for children to produce as well as master. So we'll do some of them. ST, still, strawberries, Swiss, slice, stomachache, small and stayed. Th words, through, three, Thursday, that. R words, for, oranges, watermelon, after, better, butterfly, more, around. S words, Saturday, ice cream, salami, sausage, Sunday, nice, some, peace, house and sun. Ch and sh words, chocolate, cheese, cherry, much, pushed. K and g words, cake, ice cream, pickle, cone, cupcake, caterpillar, green, big. L words, lollipop, caterpillar, leaf, watermelon, and whole. With articulation, it's always good to work with a speech-language pathologist to first establish a sound, and these words can be used as a supplement to practice the sounds in various contexts. I'm happy that you joined me for this final piece to Eric Carle trilogy of books. Again, have a great day and God bless you. Thank you for joining me. Bye.